What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you a quick unboxing and overview of a budget RGB or LED light for if you're doing anything like YouTube stuff, video stuff, photo stuff. This would be great for that. This is something that I actually bought for this YouTube channel to kind of add a little bit of color to it. And the thing that I found when searching for these is that some of them are really expensive, $150, $200, $300. Especially if you get into some of the more popular brands like the Aperture, GVM. They're very, very expensive. But this one was around $60, and I think it was 7% off with the coupon code through Amazon. So I wanted to get something to basically add a little bit of light on that wall. I have some shelves to put there, and I wanted something to add a little bit of light without spending a ton of money, because this is just a hobby, not anything that I'm making a fortune on. So we'll get through, get an unboxing, and see what we got here. This is the G2. This is the Pixel G2 RGB. They have a G1. It's a standard. The battery's internal on it. So it has a 4,000 milliamp battery on it. That's the thing I found with some of these budget ones, is that some of the batteries are fairly small, 3,000, 2,800. So I kind of got the one with the highest amount that I could. It got pretty decent reviews. It's mostly always in stock on Amazon. That's the thing I found about some of these, is that some of them have been out of stock or they sell out fairly quickly. So we'll see. Ship pretty quickly. Granted, most everything does from Amazon. We actually have an Amazon warehouse down the street from us now, so we get stuff pretty quickly from there. So as far as packaging, it actually is packaged pretty well, so you kind of get an idea of what you may get there. 10 watt power. I did make sure it was USB-C that charged it, because I do not want to mess with anything else. And it's very small. It's much smaller than I actually thought it was going to be. Which is okay, but this is all metal, so this is, at least from what I read, this is what actually helps cool it so it doesn't get too hot. And it has physical buttons for everything. There's no app that I know of to control this. That is one thing that I kind of didn't want to go with, is I wanted to get away from the ones that have app-based controls, because I do not want to install some sketchy app on my phone, because who knows what it's tracking, what it's doing. During your battery life, I would just prefer to do it manually myself. So very small. It does have a mount here, so it does have a standard mount if you wanted to mount it to a tripod, which over back here. Yep. So if you wanted to mount it onto a tripod, it does have something like that. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but you could do something like that. It does have a little LCD screen here on the back. And now that I realized, I didn't show you what else was in the box. So you get that, controls, which this may be useful to actually go through on how to change the color temperature, because you can change the color temperature on here, use it as a standard LED light, or you can do the RGB effect. So it has kind of a little bit of both on it, which is something I like. So you get a little carrying case here, which is nice. This is not anything that was really expensive. It looks like you get a couple little mounts here. So if you want to mount it to a tripod or mount it to your camera, you could do that. You got a couple accessories here. I don't know what that is. I guess that's just some packaging that was left over. But that's kind of nice. I don't think I will use either of these, but if you needed them, you actually could. Because I'll probably use this, or I'll just set it back there to actually use the lighting. And then you get, this can actually power devices. So if you wanted to power, let's say your phone or something along that lines, this will actually supply power. I don't plan on using it for that, because anything with the internal battery, you do run the risk of it actually dying after a while, because the internal battery does, like a phone, it does fade over time. So the first thing to notice is that these things are teeny tiny. I probably will not use this USB cable just because of how small it is. So you get a USB-C to USB-A. And then I believe this is the one that supplies power. Yeah, this is the one that actually, I think if you connect it to here and then connect it, it will actually use this as a battery pack, which I don't plan on using. But that's it. Overall, quality is pretty good. I wonder if it turns on. I assume not. Let's see. Gotta hold it in. Nope. I assume it needs charged. All right, so I'm back, different day. I actually got this thing all charged up, so I thought I'd give you an idea of the quality of that. So you do everything, change everything from these back 4 dials here, and they just press in and simulate different functions. So to turn it on, you actually have to hold this in, and then it turns on, and it has multiple different settings. The first one is just your Kelvin, so you can change your brightness, and then your settings if you want to change the Kelvin at all. If you want it to be more blue, you can crank it up. But basically what you do is you set that, and then you hit the set button, and you can set your brightness. So we'll just max it out at 100% and show you kind of the bright. It is a very bright light for the price point for around that $50 price. I think it's pretty good for that. I probably won't set it at 100. Another thing is that it took about 2 to 3 hours to charge. I just charged it through the top USB in my computer. I used an old USB-A to USB-C cable, and it worked fine. So I'm pretty sure you could use any USB-A to USB-C, because the one with it is very, very short, and you probably won't be able to use it. But you can set that. And then you have different modes. So you just hit the mode dial, and then this one, I have not played around with it at all. It's the HSI, so we'll turn it back up to around the 75 point. And there's there's basically different settings you can change if you want it to be more blue, or as you can see, you change it and the color changes a little bit. Have not messed with that at all, but I will probably do just the standard Kelvin for this. I'm actually probably not sure, actually. Now that I think about it, I really don't know what I'm going to do with this when it comes to the actual colors, but you do that, and then you just hit the mode again, and then this gets you to the RGB setting of things. If you want to do like all blue, maybe add some red, get a little purple, add a little bit of green. There's all kinds of different settings there, but as you can see, there's not all the lights are lit up when you do that mode. So this is the Scene 3 mode. As you can see, there's different lights for that. But basically what it is you do have this LCD screen on the back, which is nice to see all that. It just has different modes with it. Just hit the set button. It has police, ambulance, fire truck, all kinds of... the candlelight one's kind of neat, so if you wanted to do some type of candlelight with it, it does like pulse off and on to make it simulate a candle. Which is nice. You got lighting. The cinema one I actually like. And then that's it. You just scroll through those. I probably won't use them, but I could see how it'd be useful for some people. I honestly will probably use the Kelvin here and just go with that. So we'll do the brightness all the way up again, and then kind of get this down a little bit. Give it a different color. So this is at 100%. Take it down to around 50 there, and take it down if you want to do something a little bit lower. It's around 30 some. So as you can see, it does emit a decent amount of light. And if you see, if you use the Kelvin one, it actually uses every single one of the LCD and RGB lights. So I assume if you're wanting to get the brightest color, you would want to use the Kelvin just because of actual color. And if you want to do a warmer tone similar to the lights here, you could do that. All kinds of different features and different ways to set. Honestly, more than I can actually go through. But overall, pretty happy with this. Again, this is the Pixel G2S. It is a 400 milliamp internal battery. I'm not really sure how long the battery life will last because I haven't used it yet, but I do plan on using it here soon, so I'll get an idea of how long it will last. But for the price point and the build quality, it actually feels pretty well built. The button's so nice. This is all metal, so I assume it's going to use to kind of dissipate some heat, which is a pretty good feature. Usbc charging, great. You do have 2 mount points, so you have a mount there and a mount there. And basically what you can do is just use any standard standard mount for your camera, tripod, just mounts to there. Just like that, swap it on, pretty easy. I do like that it has 2 mounting points on it, so that will be a good feature if you're wanting to mount it on top of the camera, or if you want to do it like this. You have all kinds of different options for that. So that's it. Overall, pretty happy with it so far for the price. I'm not sure how much I will use it because I think I'm going to start moving to the Philips Hue's lights, but we'll see. But it can come in handy, especially if you're doing any type of mobile work or any type of handheld stuff. It could do a really good job, or if you want to do any type of product placement. So if you want to do some product placement for a light, like let's say I was doing a video on this keyboard, I could use this, turn it on, and have a nice light for it, which I could see could be a very good feature if you're wanting to use this a lot for video or even type of photo. If you want to do some photography stuff, I could see how it would be pretty useful for that. So if you have any comments, questions, leave them below. I'll put the link below if you want to buy this, and I will get a longer review of this up as I use it, specifically with the battery life and how long it's going to last. So I'll probably kind of wait 6 months and get a long-term review of it up for that. That's it, guys. Questions, comments, leave them below, and I'll get back to you later. Have a good rest of the day, good weekend, and I'll see you guys next time.